You already know what time it is. Listen, we got something major in store for y'all. We got something new. This is new and fresh. So we got 3-punch combo. I got Cotillia the boxing truth. We got Vivid Low behind the scenes. Camera, what up though, Low? Then you got the Queen, Micah K. You already know what time it is. So let's get right into it. It's a lot been going on, in the boxing streets, Cat, Cotillia, excuse me. And a lot of people been talking about this one subject, and I feel like we definitely need to touch on it because we are two black women in boxing, and definitely, like I said, two black women in boxing. You've been in and around boxing your whole life. Know a lot about boxing. I cover boxing as well. Let's talk about Laila Ali versus Claressa Shields. What are some of your thoughts right now, currently, about everything what's been going on?
Well, first I want to say which verses we talking about. Now, Layla, are you gonna fight Claressa or not? Which either you're not gonna fight or you're gonna fight her. I don't know. I guess I gotta wait to part two. Now, the other verses we're talking about, I guess now, is the social media, the going back and forth on social media. Um, as a black woman, as a woman, being in the sport for over 20 years, I watched Claressa grow up in the sport of boxing. Uh, Layla and myself is around the same age. Okay. Personally, I don't like the going back and forth. I don't like the way it's being carried out. I don't think Layla should go back and forth with Claressa, only because I have nieces Claressa age, you know. And at that age, we pop off. I know I did. We say things. There's levels to life, and I think Layla should be on a different level as Claressa, as far as just in life in general. So I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the approach Layla is taking. I saw the video, the part one, and she did a lot of low blows in that video. I mean, if you know boxing for real, and you've been around, and she did a couple low blows. And Claressa, given her background and how she came up, because it's two different backgrounds, right? Claressa, she got it from the mud. Layla, hey, different background. So Claressa's battling a lot of things, and I think just Layla just added on to it. So as a woman, as an older woman, as an auntie figure, I wouldn't have did that. It's different ways to handle that. Me personally, that was classless. Like that wasn't classy.
So, as far as you saying it's a different way to handle it, what would you say? What would be the right way to handle a situation like that?
Well, if my niece is talking, I'm like, girl, like sit down, like like whatever. I'm not gonna keep on harping on the same thing. Like for instance, I know who I am. Layla, you know who you are. Like Claressa can't defame you. You're Laila Ali. It's like she can't say nothing about you to make people not like you. Not, I mean, you did your part in boxing, and I followed you then. I'm gonna continue to follow you. I respect all the women in boxing. I flew out to a couple of her fights. I met her, so I respect both of them. It's just I just wouldn't. I take a different approach. For instance, Layla wrote her book called Reach. You know, I encourage Layla to read it again. And take the higher road and reach out to Claressa and do a behind scenes and squash all this. The men can get together and make money. Why we can't? Why us black women got to be going at each other? It's ridiculous. It's money to be made in boxing. Go get it. I mean, you have a lot to teach her, and I'm sure you can learn a lot from Claressa because I'm still learning from my nieces. I learned from my daughter. So as a woman, man, I think she need to squash it. I just think she need to squash it.
Okay, I think that's very well said. And like just to piggyback off some of the things that you said, is a key point as far as in the video too. Well, let's talk about the Laila Ali video as far as the part one. If you are not aware, like really understand like the timeline, how the events and stuff, how everything happened, it can look at it as if, okay, well, Claressa is just the one that's constantly starting everything. So I feel like you really need to be very aware of the timeline, the dates, when this was said, when it would happen or whatever. And a lot of times, especially because I'm on X and I pay attention to like boxing Twitter and certain things like that, and other YouTube channels, the key thing that everybody likes to talk about too now is AI and Chat GPT. So what I did was I went into Chat GPT. I asked, the AI, as far as with the rivalry, how did it all get started? And it did
Mm.
mention, it said, for example, it said Laila Ali. It talked about how it sparked. It didn't just per se say she just specifically started it, but how it all came about is when she did go on Sway in the Morning, and when she talked
Mm.
about on the Breakfast Club, and she stated that in the video as well. But the point I'm making is, specifically is when Laila Ali was talking about at the end, as far as showing the Amanda Serrano tweet, showing
Mm.
what else did she show? She talked about the colorism aspect.
Mm.
So those two things, I feel like if you don't know in detail about that, because Claressa did touch on about like how she felt that light skinned women had bullied her. So that's why
Mm.
she felt like she had to say certain things. And then she even kind of clarified her statements. She was and I'm paraphrasing too because I don't want to put words into anybody's mouth, but she was basically saying too, like for instance, it's not all light skinned women, but she was just saying how she felt about light skinned women in the past due to the fact that she felt she has always been bullied. So I feel like there are certain things, it's very detailed and layered, and you will really have to know and be aware why Claressa had said some of the things she had said
Mm.
in the video.
That's a good point because I think there's a lot of layers here. Because if you really look at both their passes, they're similar. They have a lot of similarities. It's just they came up in a different way. Layla came up, with a different lifestyle. Claressa came up from another lifestyle, and I'm gonna commend Claressa. She's giving back. She's been giving back since day one. Like she go back to her hometown, Flint, and she try to make sure that they're good. So she's still trying. And even though Claressa lifestyle, like not lifestyle, how she came up, most people wouldn't do what she's doing. Like you can't take anything away from that girl. No one taught her the way Layla was taught. She's being self-taught. So give her some grace though. Like we older women, we try to bash these young women. And I ain't saying, and I'm gonna say bash. I'm gonna just keep it what it is. Bash. Because at the end of the day, that video, that was professionally done. That was it was cute. But on the flip side, as a woman, I would have never did that to a 30-year-old. Again, there's levels to maturity, there's levels to life. Like Claressa don't have any kids, she's no husband. You marry, you have kids. I have a daughter. And I think Layla mentioned something about like, she had to come out and say something. Again, no one can defame Laila Ali, just like nobody can take away from what Claressa did in the sport, gonna continue to do, and she have a lot of more stuff to do. But I would never encourage my daughter. And even when she went to school and was going to school and was having issues, mom, they say this, they say that. I don't go back and say, oh, say this to them. How you kill something? How you kill something? You don't give it no attention. I mean, it'll go away eventually. So I wouldn't encourage to say, okay, this is the right way to handle it. Come back on social media and give a 30-minute clip of shaming because that's what it was. So I didn't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, and again, me and Layla is the same age, so I wouldn't handle it like that. Not no 30-year-old. No, no.